Hello, welcome to Hog Hooks Anonymous. How may I help? Ah, yes, you've had a problem with being hooked through the wall and killed. Ah, we call that the bullshit hook. Is it like what you're seeing on the screen right now? I bet it is, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and finally, we have the details on Hook 2.0. This is the update to Roadhog's hook. We have all fell victim to the absolute bullshit hook. Bullshit hook. I'm so incensed. I can't even talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's the worst thing in the game by far. You're there, everything's nice and happy. Suddenly a hook out of nowhere pulls you straight out of the safety of your team, straight into Roadhog's face, and then you die. And you ask yourself, what the hell has gone on? Why have I just died? Oh, that's right, it's Roadhog's hook, and then you move on. It is stupidly annoying. Now, let's talk about the way this has worked, and why it's caused a lot of issues. So, in that clip you just watched of me getting hooked with Symmetra, what is going on there is the hook gets fired, the hook sees me, but the hook is calculated from the hook's point of view, so the hook's line of sight, and then it travels back to the hog, irregardless of whatever the hell is in the way. This is why you get hooked from seemingly around the wall. So, what happened is, Roadhog looked at me, threw his hook, but I moved behind the wall. At that point, the hook should not have got me, but because the hook could still see me, it attaches to me and pulls me through the wall to Roadhog, and then, well, I get killed. This happens all of the time, because that's the way the hook has been calculated, from the hook's point of view, not from the hog. So, what we've got is this post from Jeff Goodman, who is, of course, the principal designer on Overwatch, and he gives us details on what they're going to do to Roadhog to fix his hook. Now, calling this a nerf is not really fair. I think overall, and Jeff does say this in his post, it might be a bit of a nerf. It might make him a little bit weaker. But let's get into this. So this will be on the PTR fairly soon. They reckon this week, so we'll be able to test it hopefully this week, which is awesome. So the first thing Jeff says is this: the hook victim will now move into position directly in front of Roadhog, rather than just a straight line towards him. There is a cap on how far to the side you can be pulled, so you can't just hook someone, spin 180 and dump somebody off a cliff. This part, along with some other bug fixes, should generally make the hook feel more consistent as to where the victims get pulled. Now this is actually a little bit of a buff, because if you're a good Roadhog player, what you would do is you would throw the hook in. As they come towards you, you'd quickly turn 180, so you'd turn sort of to your right, and that would pull them right in front of you. So when you turn back to the front, they're pretty much right in front of you. You left click and they're basically dead. You've blown their brains out. Well, you left click and melee for maximum damage, but usually the left click's enough to kill a 200 HP hero, and that would kill them. What this is going to do now, though, it means that every time you hook somebody, you won't have to do this, provided you're close enough to them, obviously, and it will just pull them straight in front of you, and you should be able to more consistently kill people. So this is kind of a little bit of a buff, because it means that the hook is going to be more usable for the Roadhog player, because it is really annoying if you like hook a Genji, and Genji's always the worst for this, and you sort of pull him up into the air and he like lands on top of your head, like you've got no chance to fire at him. So with the target always being pulled right in front of the Roadhog, it means it's going to be more consistent damage for Roadhog, and it means you won't have to do this 180 flick stuff if you want to actually get people right in front of you. So that's fixing the way the hook works. So I think that I'm okay with that, because this whole 180 thing is not exactly what, you know, people should be doing with Roadhog, right? The hook should just pull them right in front, and then you should be able to smash them. Because the idea with the hook is you get caught by it, you get punished, and well, yeah, that makes it easier for Roadhog to punish you. So I'm okay with that. Secondly, the line of sight check to see if a hook should connect or not is now checked from Roadhog's position instead of the hook's position. This basically means the hook can't connect to targets that Roadhog can't see himself. This is the massive one. This one should stop the bullshit hook syndrome. The one I just showed you, right, where I got hooked through the wall with Symmetra, that won't happen. Roadhog sees me, he throws the hook, but then I'm behind cover, so the hook will just break. That is how the hook should work. The hook should not be able to be thrown around corners like it is now, and just latch onto people and pull them straight back to Roadhog. So this is a huge change, and it seems like a fairly simple change on the face of it. Instead of it being calculated from the hook's point of view, it's now calculated from Roadhog's, which will make more sense. It means that it will be better for the player. I don't understand why it was from the hook's point of view in the first place, because that seems really weird. That's what gives you this home in hook sort of syndrome, where, as I say, you throw it around the corner, it locks onto you and pulls you through. So this is great. This means no more bullshit hooks, or it should do. Obviously we'll find out when we get this on the PTR, but yeah, this is an awesome change. Lastly, there is a new persistent line of sight check back to Roadhog once the hook has landed. If this check fails, the hook breaks off and returns to Roadhog. This means if you got hooked and move out of line of sight quickly, either you dashed, you were falling, were pushed, whatever, the hook will now break. This is awesome because this again addresses the bullshit hook syndrome. Now, there is a very common place for this kind of thing to happen, and that is on top of the gas station on Route 66. If Roadhog is on attack, he will throw his hook in the air above the corrugated fencing on top of the gas station, and it will hook to somebody who's hiding behind it and pull them down. And there's loads of other places where this happens. This now will not work because line of sight will be broken back to Roadhog, so the hook will just break and you will not get pulled back to Roadhog. This is awesome. Those last two changes I've just covered, they will fix the bullshit hook if they work properly. Now, hopefully they do. Now, obviously, Jeff goes on to say, like, so these changes will probably make Roadhog a bit weaker, but we're going to have to see how this performs. Now, I think these are great. Honestly, I think these are great because what we don't have, though, is a reduction on cooldown to the hook. Now, this is going to be an interesting one because I think these two changes to the line of sight and the way that the hook attaches to you and the way it can be broken if line of sight is broken, I think that might make up for the hook seemingly feeling like it's always off cooldown because it's hooking, it's hooking, it's hooking, it's hooking. I mean, it's only on a 6-second cooldown. So it's not an ability that takes a long time to get off. But when it's going off, bang, 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 and it's landing hook after hook through the walls and all of that stuff, it can feel a bit terrible. Well, it feels very terrible. So the fact that they've adjusted that, I think, will make up for the fact that it is on a fairly short cooldown. Because now to throw the hook and get it off, as I keep saying, which sounds rather juicy, it's going to be more of an achievement to land it, right? Roadhog's going to have to be right in front of you. It's going to be almost as if Roadhog is now punishing you for bad positioning, which is what the hook should always have been about in the first place, not something you can throw around the corner. Now, what I want to know is any Roadhog players out there, what do you think about this? I do not play Roadhog. You can probably tell by the footage in the background, I do not play Roadhog. So I want you guys to let me know how this feels. On the face of it, this looks great. Well, not how this feels because it's not on the PTR right now, but how you think this will affect your gameplay. I'm pretty sure everybody will be happy with the way that now targets get pulled in front of Roadhog, and for the other line of sight issues might be slightly annoying to a Roadhog who is used to throwing around the corner, but I think overall it's going to be better for the game because we don't want bullshit hooks. They are the worst thing ever. Alright guys, I'm Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I'll catch you next time. Toodaloo.